Welcome to another edition. That's what I was about to say. Almost messed up, but welcome to another episode of Good Trouble. I'm so excited. I'm messing up on my words. As you all can see, we have a special guest with us today, Miss Gwen Martin. Wait a minute, I think she's here. So she's here with us, and we're about to have a great time. As you all know, this is Good Trouble. And before we move, I need you to like, share, tell somebody that Good Trouble is on. We're going to have a great conversation today. Gwen is here with us from the World Race Tour. And so I won't say any more because, Gwen, I want you to introduce yourself. We don't want to take any credit away from you. So please, Gwen, tell the people who you are. Let's unmute you. There we
Okay.
go.
All right. Hey, everybody. I am super excited to be on here. I feel very honored that you have asked me to be on this podcast. I'm Gwen Martin, like you said. I'm from Williston, South Carolina, a small town, and I'm super excited to go travel the world.
That's what we're talking about. So let's start our wait, before we start our conversation, I think we have somebody else that'll be joining us. Wait a second. Wait a second. I think we have the first year experience coordinator here with us live. This is live, you all.
We're live. We're live. Hello,
Miss Timmons.
everybody. Again, I'm Miss Timmons, the first year experience coordinator, and I'm super excited to be here. Hello, Gwen. How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing well. I'm doing well.
So let's jump into it. Gwen, told us where you're from. You told us that you're excited about your World Race Tour and being from such a small city. Tell us what makes you passionate about international travel. What gets you going about that?
Mainly to get out of this small town.
Yeah.
Just to, see the world, see more different cultures. I grew up, my siblings traveled a lot. They always talked about mission work. So that's kind of where I heard about it. And then, I had the opportunity to go one time and I went and I loved it. And so now I just want to travel more.
Yeah, so what's crazy is all of us on this call have had opportunities to travel internationally. Miss Timmons has somewhat of a similar story to yours, having that just eagerness to go. And she stayed over there for an extended amount of time. Miss Timmons, can you tell us about that period for you?
Absolutely. So, I'm not sure how familiar you are with the military life, but my parents are retired military, and so I was able to live in Okinawa, Japan. Spent some time in Korea. I think I spent about 4 years in Okinawa, Japan. So that was a cultural shift for sure. So those are just a few of the places. But yeah, definitely into traveling. Why not?
So, Gwen,
And so I guess
sorry, go ahead, Miss Timmons.
we're super excited. But go ahead, Mr.
No, you're fine. Go ahead.
I was just gonna dive into the next question because I really wanted to know how many places she had traveled to, countries that you traveled to, and what was pretty much your purpose for each trip.
So I think I've been to 10 different countries. It may
Wow.
have been more. Um,
Wow.
I've been to Haiti a couple times because my brother lives there. And my biggest trip was going to Greece. I've gone there 3 different times, and I was volunteering at a refugee camp. Um, the last time I went, I traveled Europe for the last 2 months. The last 2 weeks I was there, I traveled Europe. So that's where I went to most of all the countries. Um, I was only there, like in each country, only like a couple days. So that's how I got to go to so many different countries. Um, yeah,
Awesome.
that's
Awesome. That's a lot. You had me at I traveled to 10 different countries. So I'm still trying to grasp that. Mr. Dude, where are you?
I'm here. I'm in the Raptors right now because you said 10 different countries, and I'm thinking about how many stamps you have on your passport right now.
Wow.
I mean, so what is like going through your mind as you're like going on your next trip and you're like, okay, this is number 7, this is number 8, and like for some people, flying for the first time is like super terrifying. For you, how's like your airport experience? You preparing? Is that like something leisure for you now?
Yes. I've spent a lot of time in airports, and I love airports. I really do. Um, so yeah, I'm pretty used to them. I'm pretty used to anything can happen. Your flights can get delayed, and you can spend days in an airport. I've been super blessed with really good experiences at airports, actually. So that's been good.
So I love what you said about anything can happen, right? Um, a lot of people sometimes don't see the side of traveling, and maybe not just internationally, but traveling and experiencing something different with without having in mind that anything can happen. And anything can happen is not just from the perspective of I'm going to experience this food, whether it's cheese or bread or whatever, and anything can happen as far as me trying some new, but anything can happen as far as me being in a rut, being in difficult situations, and I have to think on my feet, right? So this question is not on our list, but I want to ask it. What are some things that you've experienced traveling internationally where you said to yourself, okay, this is a anything can happen moment?
I've had a lot of a lot of experience with
Where
that.
your top one, like your like this is the top. I can
You
like
want to know? You want me to tell the story about when I was in France?
yeah, please tell it.
Please.
Okay. So I was riding a train from Belgium to France, and I had to switch trains in Paris. I wasn't going to Paris, but I had to switch trains in Paris. And my one train was late, so I missed my connecting train, and I had no idea what to do. This was like the first time I rode a train. I was by myself. Everything was in French, so I didn't couldn't really read any of the signs. Um, so I got to the train station, went and asked somebody, like I had a piece of paper of where I was supposed to go. So I went and asked them, like, where can I go here? And so I started walking to the taxis because I had to ride a taxi to go to the next train station, I guess. And this man walked up to me and was like, asked me where I was going, and I told him. And he was like, "Oh yeah, come with me, come with me." So I started following him, and we walked like across the road to his car, and it wasn't a taxi car; it was just a regular looking car. And that's when I was like, "Wait, where are you taking me? What's happening?" But I got in his car because I didn't know what else to do. And it was, once I got in, I could tell he was like a Uber driver or something because he had all the stuff on his dash. But when I was in his car, I was like, if my sister or my mom knew what I was doing, they would kill me.
They would.
Yeah, and but that's I just sat there and was like, you know what? God, he's going to protect me, and yeah, what happens happens.
That's
And
right.
I got there safe. He took me to where I was supposed to go. So, yeah, that's definitely probably one of the top stories of where I did not know what was going to happen.
So it sounds like faith is a huge part in you being able to effectively go through your anything can happen moments. They're
Oh
not just
yeah.
haphazard moments, but it's like, hey, I'm going to this thing because I have to have a little bit of faith because this is literally an anything can happen moment. And we'll talk about more about you and your experiences with your faith. But before we move, and we're talking about your experiences with traveling and in different airports. I've been to some pretty nice airports, and I'm sure with you going to 10 countries or more, probably let's say 15 max right now. Let's say 15. Let's just give a number. So we're talking about you going to these countries, experiencing the airport. If you could go back to any country right now, which one would it be?
Oh, that is such a hard question. I don't actually know because they were all really good.
Okay,
I would probably My experience in Greece was really awesome, so I'd probably say Greece.
got
Yeah.
you. Okay,
But yeah, that's a hard question. I don't know.
yeah. So I love the idea of the small town. I love the idea of having multiple countries that you've traveled to. And then I love the idea of, I'm sorry about that. I love the idea of you being able to um, just have somewhere that you can say, I want to go back to this place because you've been to so many. And now since you've been to so many, I'm pretty sure that they're so beautiful. But let's talk about the world race tour really quick. Miss Timmons, let's talk about that.
Yeah, so let's talk about it. Um, 11 countries for 11 months, right? So what inspired you to apply for such a competitive and culturally infused opportunity? You have to tell us. 11 months?
Um, so it was God. It was God that called me to go. And
Absolutely.
so it began 3 years ago when I was in Greece. I heard about the world race. I thought it sounded super fun. Um, but 11 months sounded like way too long. I did not want to commit for that long. So I kept looking at like different mission trips that I could go on just for like a month or something.
Right.
And I just couldn't find like the right one or like felt led to go. Um, so last year it came across my um, Facebook or email or something. I was like, I'm just gonna apply. I'm just gonna fill out this application and see what happens. And yeah, they called me, and here we are. Like I'm going, and I think why I want to go is to see the world, see like all the different cultures, grow deeper in my relationship with God, share the gospel to the people. Um,
Absolutely.
yeah.
So let me say this. And Miss Timmons, I'll let you talk right after this.
No, I was just gonna say, that's awesome. Go ahead, Mr. Duke.
No, I was gonna ask Gwen. I didn't know that you were inspired or you met someone in Greece and you guys were talking about the World Race Tour. So was that person while you were in Greece? Were they on a World Race Tour at the time?
Yes, actually, I worked with like two different teams that were on the world race when I was in Greece. And then the last time I went, my roommate had been on the world race. So yeah, I met a lot of different people that were on it.
Gotcha. Okay. Miss Timmons, you wanted to ask another question?
Yeah, I just wanted to say, and I think that's such a great story for students watching, to just know that you can literally do anything, you can be anything you want to be. All you have to do is set your mind to it, plan it out, and do it. So I think that's awesome that you said, I looked at it and I decided, hey, I'm gonna go, and that's what I want to do, and I'm gonna do it. So for every student watching, you can have that same mentality. Whatever you see that you want to be a part of, you can do it. So thank you for that, Mr. Duke. Back to
Absolutely.
you.
Gwen, I got another question. So we don't have it as one of our questions, but I definitely want you to kind of expound on it because we talk about mission, like you're doing mission work, and a lot of times mission work is aligned with what we in our area do is considered experiential learning, and experiential learning is merely just learning by doing. And so mission work falls under service learning, it falls under community service, because I'm pretty sure at the end of your sessions, when you're doing when you're doing mission work, you guys have reflection sessions. You guys have breakdowns where you're like, hey, so let's talk about today. So my experience was this, and that. And I help this person, I help that person. So where did your passion come from for mission work? Because so one, you have your passion for international travel, and that's one. Now you have your passion for mission work, which is community development, community service, service learning. Uh, let's use it like this: experiential learning. Because if students are listening, they'll be able to say, "Okay, she did experiential learning." And so, where did that passion come from for mission work?
So I've always liked helping others. I've always been wanting to serve. I think when my passion really came to like mission work is when I was in Greece for the first time. I just fell in love with more just wanting to help others, serve others, help them where I can.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, that's where I really fell in love with mission work.
So, in the whole scope of mission work, right? We know there's so many parts to it. Whether you're giving out water, whether you're aiding somebody putting on band-aids, whether you're like the person that's giving the commands, hey, we're doing this today, and I want you guys to go here. I want you guys. Like, I can visualize it in my head right now. So, what person are you in that whole framework of mission work? Where are you at?
I'm gonna be the one just helping where they tell me to help. I'm definitely not gonna be the one saying what we're doing today. I'm gonna be just they tell me what to do, I'm gonna do it. Or if I see a need, I'm gonna go help where I
Yeah.
can. If I see somebody that needs my help, I'm going.
And this is good because now I'm even thinking about child development majors that may be watching this, and they may say that she has a heart for mission, and this may can transfer into like dealing with students or teaching. And so, do you ever at some point see yourself teaching, or so two-part question: do you see yourself teaching? Second, what age group do you like working with the most?
I don't see myself teaching. I don't think I could see
Mhm.
myself. Well, actually, yeah, I could see myself maybe teaching,
I can see
like
that
more
too.
to like helping them through like what they're struggling with or like what they've been through, not necessarily like teaching like school and stuff.
Absolutely. And I can see why you
Help them
asked
like
that, Mr. Du. Uh, I
You're
can see why you asked that too, Mr.
connecting a
Du,
little bit.
because her mentality of, wanting to serve, I'm here to serve, I'm here to help. Most teachers, that's their mentality. They're here for the students. And that's all it is to it. So I could see you being a teacher too.
So, so what's your what's your age group, Gwen, that you like working with the most when you're going on these trips? What's your age group?
I would probably say like maybe from like 12 to 15 or something. I never thought about it.
Okay. So middle school,
Yeah.
high school.
So I know we're going a lot off of the question list, but we're pulling it out of you, and I know you have it. And so this is stuff that you think about all the time. So I want to ask this question now, since you said that it's from 12 to 15.
Oh yeah.
Why would you say 12 to 15? Is that like a period that you feel like people are trying to find their identity, or they are possibly losing their identity, self-esteem, self-image? Maybe they can be cultivated. Like, so what goes through your mind when you say 12 to 15? What's your goal with targeting those group of students or people?
Yeah, I think that that age group, a lot of people struggle with, like you said, like self-image or like different stuff, like trying to figure out who they are. And I think it's really good to have somebody to like talk to about that. Um, like at least for me, I guess I would have wanted somebody to talk to when I was that age. And so for me, I want to be that person that I wanted in my life. So that's, and I guess for even like my everyday life, when I see people, not even that age group, more like 18, like 16 to 18 or something, like people I work with, I see that what they struggle with and what they don't like know how much purpose they have. And I want to be able to help them learn that they have a lot of value and there's so much more to life than what they think there is. So I think that, yeah, I think that's a lot of what I want to help them figure out who they are and how much value they have.
No, this is great.
Help them,
So
yeah.
no, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I just want them to know that like God loves them and that he has a lot of purpose for them. And like, yeah, because a lot of people don't know how much God loves them and how much he is there to help them. And
Yeah.
he is. He's there. He wants a relationship with them. So I want them to
Oh,
know that too.
that's great. I love this conversation. So
Absolutely.
we can go back on our question list now. I know I went away for about 3 or 4 minutes, or maybe 3 or 4 questions rather. We can go back on the list. So, how does one prepare financially for the World Race Tour? I know I had a friend, a roommate, that went on the World Race Tour, 11 countries for 11 months, and a lot of, I think, you guys funding is from your own promotions and self donations or community donations. But so how would you say one should prepare financially for that trip?
Okay, so they have a set amount that we have to raise to go on this trip. And they have a lot of ideas for us. Like they send us emails, like the World Race sends us stuff to help us like figure it out. For me, it was terrifying at first because I hate asking people for money, but God really helped me. As soon as I started talking about it just to customers at my job, like they were so excited for me. They told people, they helped me. Like it has been amazing. But yeah, you just do different fundraisers. You talk to people about it. I just spoke at a church like on Sunday so that they could see like me face to face and like kind of know what my heart was for it. Um, so there's a lot of different things that you can do. They, you can send letters out to get supporters. Um, The main thing is just getting face to face with people so that they can see you and ask you questions, and then they can support you. I have been blown away with how generous people are. I've already raised quite a bit of money, and just by talking to people and them being excited. So yeah, it's been really awesome.
So there's a lot of skills, man, and what we may say on campus. There's a lot of competencies, man, that you're getting in this process. I'm just thinking about it, just kind of going from you speaking all the way back. Like one, you're getting public speaking opportunities. You're now enhancing your oral communication skills. We haven't even talked about the vlog yet, where you guys are doing some writing, and you may not like that, but that's still written communication. You have just mere communication when you talk about team building, conflict resolution, fundraising. There's a lot of stuff
There's a
that
lot.
you guys are gaining, man, in this experience. And it doesn't just sound like something that they're haphazardly putting together, because I can only imagine you go from not trying to raise money to aggressively raising money.
Yeah,
And
I
so,
have definitely I've
go ahead.
definitely gotten out of my comfort zone a lot because, first of all, I don't write. I've been writing blogs. Second of all, I don't speak in front of crowds of people, and I've had to do that. So it's definitely been stretching in the last 2 months.
Yeah, I love it. And what's so great is, even though you are stretched in the area of loving to do mission work and loving to do international trips, there is still an area of you that can be stretched even more, so that you better for where you're going. So I think that's so great. Miss
Yeah.
Timmons, let's talk about the next question, because I think this is great as well.
Absolutely. So, we're in a global pandemic. And you guys are definitely getting ready to leave soon. So tell us, how are you mentally preparing yourself for this trip? What are some of the things that you're doing to mentally prepare?
Um, there's not much you can do to prepare because I don't even know. Like a lot of it's just like a big question mark with the pandemic. I just trust in God. Just all the questions and worries I have, just give it to God because I can't personally do anything. So mentally preparing, just reading God's word and just trusting Him and knowing that whatever happens is going to be for His glory. And yeah, not trying to think about it or worry about it because that doesn't help anything. So yeah, mainly just
Absolutely.
praying about it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I really like that. It seems as if, you have no worries. You're ready to go. You almost sound like you have all of your bags packed already. And that's the type of energy that the students and other people need to see. So I like that. I'm super excited for you. Back to you, Mr. Do.
So tell me this, Gwen, when you think about when you thought about traveling, because I think we talked about it previously. When you thought about traveling, and they said that you guys may be put on hold, and then you may go, and now all of us seeing that the pandemic is still here, COVID-19 is still here. What is your, I guess, approach to safety when you think about that? Are they saying anything that you guys should take, any medicine, any physical activity? What are they saying in regards to COVID-19 to keep you guys safe?
So they're not saying too much to us now, just because they don't know. Personally, I mean, we still have like 5 months till we leave, so anything could happen. They don't like. I know that they are gonna protect, like they're gonna do what they can to, for our safety and stuff. But I personally don't really know what there is, just because it's just a big question mark, and so
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
I don't
So,
know.
so outside of reading God's word, right? I know you're reading and you're preparing, spending time with Him. What are some other things that you think about that you need? Just like maybe it's interpersonal, because or physical activity, because I can think in my head. I'm just kind of visualizing you guys having to be in a place where a car may not be the means of transportation. You may be on your feet. So are you doing any physical activities? Because I think you do a lot of physical activities. So are you doing anything to like physically prepare your stamina, just in case you have to walk up a mountain for like 10 minutes?
I exercise a lot. I go to the gym sometimes. I try to ride bike at least
How
every
many
day.
miles?
I haven't been doing super great lately, but I try to. Yeah, it depends. Every time I ride, it's different.
Yeah,
Because I mean, if I really want to go far, I could go. I could ride bike for quite a while, but I end up only doing maybe like 5 miles. It's not. It doesn't take that long. But yeah, so pretty much just working out, trying to eat healthier. Yeah, learn to eat vegetables because I know I'm gonna have to do that. Learn how to eat different foods over there. So
Mm,
trying to learn to eat stuff I don't like. Yeah.
that's good. Yeah, I love it, and I think that goes into the preparation of trips like this because they're going to be meals, and I can only imagine Gwen, you're going to be there for 11 months. You're not going to have any fried chicken. You're not going to have any
mashed
macaroni and
potatoes,
cheese.
steak.
I might have fried chicken. They got fried chicken over in other countries. I might
Yeah,
have that.
yeah, but do you think it's going to have that touch?
Yeah.
But I think what you're doing is great because you prepare for um, being there, eating different types of food. Welcoming different types of meals because it's going to have to be that way. And I think what's a great just moment of preparation for you is the physical activity because I know for a fact, and as you know, there may be times where your flight or your bus has left you. You're going to have to find a random car to jump into and say, "Hey, can you take me here?" And the random car takes you here, but you still have to walk. And so, I mean, there's so many different episodes where you just don't know.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yep.
So when we're rounding up on our conversation, but let's want to ask this last question. What are you looking forward to most during this 11-month tour?
Um, Probably just like to see all the different cultures. To see different the world. And to just grow deeper in a relationship with God and to see what all He's going to do. Um, yeah, I'm just excited to see what else is going to happen. But mainly, yeah, to see like just to see the different cultures of the world, like to get out and like see how they live, to live with the local people in different countries.
Yeah, yeah. I think that would be great because I think one thing that we can do, especially in this time, is learn how to respect different cultures and also
Mhm.
learn different cultures so that we can ultimately embrace them and then know, hey, we are more alike than we are separate.
Yep.
I remember an administrator here told me something one time. It's very simple, but it's true. He said every student somewhere is an international student.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Every student somewhere is international, and so what may be foreign to us when people come here, we're foreign to them, and so we all have that like experience, and so we can find a common ground to say, hey, okay, maybe we can be friends, maybe we can, you know, merge the cultures in together and learn from each other. Gwen, one more question before we end, and I'll let Ms. Timmons wrap it up for us as well. But one more question. We have students that are on campus right now. Some are learning virtually, and we're still in a global pandemic, right? That has not ended. It has not slowed down. She is very much so full in effect. What advice, what encouragement or inspiration would you give to a student that is learning here on campus or virtually, and they're like, "Hey, this is March, Gwen, and it's tough."
Um, Keep going. Don't give up. Don't give up. um, have goals. Have goals that you want to accomplish this year. I
Yeah,
think that's really important to have like in your mind like a goal that you want so that you can whenever you feel like giving up, you can focus, you can think about that and like keep going.
that's good.
Um, don't let the pandemic get to you. Just you still got to live your life. So, and I know it's difficult for some of them because it does affect. But yeah, pray about it. I
Everybody.
definitely I'm a big believer in prayer, so definitely pray and thank the Lord, and He's gonna help you. He's gonna help you through it, and He's gonna help you to have the courage that you need and not to give up and keep
Great.
going. Just keep fighting. Yep.
I love it. Miss Timmons.
Keep going, keep fighting, pray about it. And really, what I took from you was just go ahead and do it. So, again, students, if you're tuning in right now, just remember again, you can do anything, you can be anything. All you got to do is what? Seek the opportunity. What? Fill out the paperwork, find the resources necessary, and do it. And so, again, we're super excited for you. This was a great conversation. I don't know, me or Mr. Duke couldn't shut up. So, thank you so much. And again, we're rooting for you all the way from South Carolina here at Voorhees College. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank y'all.
Gwen, before you leave, you said something so profound. You said that it's good to have goals because it gives you something to basically keep you focused whenever you get in that rut. And I think that's so important for not only students, but average people, that are not in school, but to have goals. Because anytime you get into a rut and you're like, hey, things are tough, man. And you look at your goals and your goals kind of gives you this, you know, uh, energy, right? Excitement, enthusiasm. It literally, fills you up to the point where you're like, okay, I can go again. So I really want to thank you for that comment, and for the entire conversation. I think it was an exciting conversation. I think it was very informative. I think you'll be able to share some things as students go back, and as whoever goes back to watch, they'll be able to say that a world race tour may be something that I want to apply for someday. Because not only am I traveling the world, but there's a lot of skills. There's a lot of skills and competencies that I'll gain that can transfer into a lot of areas. I'm pretty sure that you'll be a valuable candidate somewhere if you apply. So
Absolutely.
we thank you for
Yep.
tuning in. Everybody, when you go back to watch the playback, please do us a favor. There's a subscribe button that you can hit that you can get notifications. And we'll be back again next week. Thank you for joining Good Trouble. John Lewis said it best. He said, if you're going to get in any trouble, make sure you get in good trouble,
Good trouble.
necessary trouble. We'll talk to you soon. You guys have a great day.
That's right. Thank you.